So is this a good update when it comes to ICP? Well, I think so, even though nothing I say is financial advice. But the reason why is because Dominic Williams recently said in a post how they decided to go straight to V3. And of course, he's talking about Caffeine AI because remember when we thought that Caffeine AI version 1, a lot of people thought it was pretty decent. And then Dominic Williams talked about version 2, but apparently they're going to be skipping version 2 and just straight on going to version 3. And I just thought that was pretty cool because, again, I just want to say this. Dominic Williams says how we decided to go straight to V3 rather than iterating on version 2. He says to maximize long-term velocity, it's going to be a big change people will see immediately. And then version 3 capabilities will continuously evolve through 2026 as we iterate on it. He says how it's good enough we have no version 4 plans. So as of right now, Dominic Williams has no plans for version 4. But version 3, he says it's so good apparently that maybe there doesn't even need to be a version 4. I thought this was really cool because let's think about this, right? Caffeine AI, it's a self-running apps platform. Sure, the adoption isn't the best as of right now, but we have to consider this is not a time anyways when a lot of developers really want to build things because the space isn't doing the best. So of course, a self-running apps platform by nature is not going to see a lot of good adoption if the space isn't doing the best. But you know what? Once the space does do good again, maybe, we'll wait and see if that even hypothetically could happen, but I'm saying in a make-believe scenario, if that were to happen, now Caffeine AI is more catered for mass adoption, right? Because it's improving supposedly, and also on top of that, it's more catered to handle, again, better adoption, I think, moving forward. So if anything, I think the launch of Caffeine AI might have been a blessing in disguise in the grand scheme of things because people like to say, oh, wow, it was such a bad thing. It launched at a time when the altcoin sentiment wasn't doing the best. In hindsight, yeah, but as of right now, it may have seemed like a good thing because now that it's improving, later on, if there's more adoption moving forward, there could potentially be less complaints, right? Less sort of, I guess, problems because it's been kind of fixed before we saw that mass adoption. So I do find that pretty cool. It's like, for instance, if we build a building and then we open it straight away, there might have been some sort of flaws, right? Maybe the drywall wasn't done properly in some areas, or maybe the pipes or something like that might have had a small leak. Who knows? We'll wait and see. But I'm just saying, if that was a hypothetical scenario, like that could have been potential issues, right? But imagine if the opening or the grand opening of the building was delayed. Let's say it was like 3 months later or 9 months later. Then there's time to improve on the small flaws, right? There's time to tweak the details and kind of fix it. So that's the way to take a look at it. The delay at that point might not seem like such a bad thing. It might have seemed like a blessing in disguise. So if anything, I think Caffeine AI launching at the time that it did, and also with Dominic Williams and Divinity, we're seeing what they're doing when it comes to that. Again, that could have been a blessing in disguise because now it's better than where it was before. And had it experienced mass adoption before, maybe the experience might not have been as seamless as what it could be, right? So I just thought this was really awesome overall, and I think it's a good update actually in the grand scheme of things. Because personally for me, I think Caffeine AI is arguably the most important thing that Divinity has done ever in its history. Now, of course, the creation of the internet computer itself, that was pretty massive, but I'm saying like beyond that, right? This was just really cool overall. So I just thought it was really awesome because let's think about this. What's a big narrative as of right now? AI, right? Also, what do a lot of developers want to do sometimes? They want to build. So if Caffeine AI has something that could allow developers to help use AI to help build applications, why not? Doesn't mean that it's going to be used by a lot of people. It doesn't automatically guarantee that. No way. But at least if, let's say, it could have that option, right, of allowing for developers to be able to use this, that would be pretty cool. It just gives more options. That's the way to take a look at it. So yes, ICP, still in terms of the charts, not looking the best, but that's kind of sometimes not telling the full story. Sometimes that only showcases the sentiment when it comes to the space. It showcases the volume, the market cap, but it doesn't really indicate how the project is doing overall. So I think sometimes when people take a look at ICP at below $3 and they say, wow, it's around 45 and a half times lower than $100. Like, this is so bad and all this. Well, maybe in terms of the charts, yeah. But in terms of the fundamentals, I don't think about it that way. But here's the thing. If the charts are looking bad and then the fundamentals are looking good, so what? Fundamentals improved, yet the charts are lower? That right there is a telltale sign for me to be happy for dollar cost averaging reasons only. Not for exiting, not for talking about the project, not about all that type of stuff. It's simply for dollar cost averaging. Because, sure, if I walk inside a store, I see a discount on an item, which has nothing to do with this, but I'm saying if there's a discount on that item, I'll like it. But what happens if there's more features, yet there's that exact same discount? I'll be happy, right? Even with just a normal discount, I'm not going to be calling Costco or Foot Locker or something like that and being like, why is there a discount? No, but if there's more fundamentally, yet there's a discount, yeah, I'm not going to be complaining about that. That's just kind of my perspective right now when it comes to just all projects that I see and that I'm a fan of. If, let's say, they do improve, or if, let's say, they're still building and doing something. So when it comes to the internet computer, I mean, I can't complain. The only reason I would complain is if I wanted to exit, which I'm not looking to exit. So I have no complaints as of right now. I'm still going to be dollar cost averaging once a month. But really, in the grand scheme of things, Caffeine AI is such an integral piece to the puzzle, I think, of the internet computer, of DFinity. So seeing something like, again, an improvement, right? Version 1 straight to version 3. That would be really cool, because imagine how confident Dominic Williams has to feel about version 3, basically, to bypass version 2. And also in terms of the confidence in the development of Caffeine AI, because usually a lot of projects out there, they like to take more smaller steps, right? Version 1, maybe version 2, then version 3, then version 4. But Dominic Williams is saying, no, straight to version 3 from version 1, skipping version 2, and there's no need for version 4, especially, at least from what I can see as of right now. Who knows if they could plan for version 4 moving forward, but at least from the recent posts, it doesn't seem like it's being planned anytime soon, but we'll wait and see again. So I thought it was really cool. That's the kind of confidence they have. And sure, it doesn't always translate to anything sometimes, but at least they have the confidence, and I do like that, because I've heard the saying, right? A fish rots from the head down, in a sense where it's kind of like a figure of speech where everything starts from the leader sometimes, right? Sometimes when it comes to an enterprise and all this, it starts from the top and then it starts going down. So if the leader, the founder, Dominic Williams, basically, and he's the founder of DFinity, if he is still having sky-high energy, if he is still confident, if he's still persevering, if he's still not giving up, that energy sometimes could, be felt, right? Indirectly, I feel like, because imagine if the leader is like, oh, maybe this would be good, maybe this would be, okay, then it's like easy to become demoralized. But if the leader is very energetic, very full of stamina, right? Full of enthusiasm, that could sometimes rub off in a good way. So I do like seeing this overall, and I just wanted to make a video on this because I thought it was a really good update for maybe arguably the future of the internet computer. We'll wait and see though, but I think this is a pretty big step for DFinity and also for something like Caffeine AI. So I'm just still waiting, still dollar cost averaging once a month, even though I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but that's all I'm doing as of right now. I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you all have a very nice day, and feel free to like the video if you liked it, and feel free to subscribe to stay tuned for more content when it comes to ICP. And I'll see y'all on the next video. It's only the captain. I'm out. Peace. Bye.